Frank, a very exciting day for Bath Abbey. What exactly are we now able to offer the public coming into this church?
So today marks the opening of our new Discovery Centre. It's been a long time coming. It represents the final phase of our footprint project, which has taken construction work of about 4 years. So in the Discovery Centre you will see the history of the Abbey and through a timeline which spans over 1,000 years, you'll see some artefacts, some interactives and some videos, some costumes that hopefully the public will be able to enjoy here and learning about the Abbey.
Yeah, the costume thing is something that's very popular, especially with the kiddies today. You've got to be interactive. But the centre is, as you said, telling the story of not one, but 3 churches.
Oh, that's right. We've got the Saxon Monastery, we have got the Norman Cathedral, and then we have the Abbey now. So I think it's really good for the city of Bath because we are looking at Saxon, Norman and medieval history, which complements Roman and Georgian.
Frank, that's fantastic, but what can you actually show of the Saxon Monastery or the Norman Cathedral?
So we have on display several items of stone, carved stone, which include some of the stone windows of the Saxon Monastery, which date back to 900. And then in terms of the Norman Cathedral, it was a fortunate find during the footprint project. When we were digging up the floor, we found some of the Norman tiles of the tiled floor of the cathedral, which look immaculate, and we've displayed those tiles.
That is absolutely amazing, and I do remember coming in here as they had been discovered, looking down through that pit to that original floor. Now look, this is all the good news. Some would say there's some bad news to go with it. That is that for the first time you are actually charging people to come into the Abbey. Why?
Okay, so let me just say right at the start here about charging. If you are a local, if you live in BA1, BA2, if you're a Discovery card holder, and if you're coming here to worship, pray, light a candle, it is free. So I just want people to really understand that. We are moving from a suggested donation to an entry fee. A typical adult fee will be £6.50. And in terms of why are we doing it? Well, the pandemic really hurt us. Our main source of income here at the Abbey is visitor income, and so for a period of about 18 months we had nothing coming through the door. As we came out of the pandemic, we then entered the cost of living crisis, and what the footprint project has given us is pretty much double the square footage of usable, workable space. But what comes with that is additional costs, and when you look at the cost of heating, in particular, the cost of heating, cleaning, and just additional maintenance that we now need to carry out, we've had to introduce this charge to cover the costs.
There are other cathedrals around Bath, places like Gloucester and Wells, that are still offering a suggested entrance fee. Do you think they will go the same way?
I'm not sure. You see, Bath Abbey is a funny one. Compared to cathedrals, we don't have schools or other assets. What you see with Bath Abbey is what you get. We don't have the luxury of a cathedral green that you could rent out like Bristol do or Exeter. So we really rely on visitor income more than any other cathedral. And so when that took a hit, it really impacted on us.
You are in other ways becoming a bit more commercial, a bit more business-like, certainly in terms of the concerts and events being offered here. Is that also a conscious move to maybe collect a bit more revenue?
That's part of the reason. We do want more people to come and see the beauty of the Abbey. And so concerts and different types of concerts bring in new people who wouldn't necessarily come here. But with the new spaces like the Learning Centre, we're able to offer that space as a warm space for the community. We're able to offer it as a space where you can come and learn English for Ukrainian refugees, and charities to have meetings. So we're really trying to broaden the use and maybe play a bigger role in our local society and our civic role in terms of being used more for different purposes. So you will see more development there.
Well, you've certainly got a big open space up there in the nave.
Yes, it's a beautiful space, and we've just got to keep a balance between what really is right here, what is the right thing for the Abbey. And so every time that we get a proposal to say, can we use the Abbey for something, we'll give it some serious thought. There's a committee that meets, and we assess whether it's the right sort of event.
Frank, I can't let you go without just referring to the fact that a couple of days ago you had 4 fire engines.
Yes, that's right.
Outside the Abbey. What had happened?
Yes, really unusual. What we discovered is that above in the tower there was an overheating taking place of some of the lights, and there was a small amount of smoke. It wasn't serious, but we discovered it very quickly. It set the alarm off. It's really good that the alarms are very effective. The fire brigade were superb. 4 fire engines came out straight away. We've identified it. We've had to turn the lights off in our crossing area above the crossing in the Abbey, and we're replacing those lights, and once we've done that we'll be able to relight the Abbey for our concerts.
It could have been a much different interview that you and I were doing today, but that's good news. The other thing, because something else that's just floated into my mind, how are they getting on with the renovation of the organ?
Yes, they've done a cracking job. So the crew from Kleiss in Germany have been over since January. They have taken apart the 4,000 organ pipes, cleaned them, put them back. They have shipped out the electrical components to Germany for repair, and they're coming back. They will be completing their work on the 25th of March, and between March and September they go away. We have a functioning organ again, which is fantastic. Scaffolding's coming down on the 17th of March, and between March and September we then go into voicing and tuning, fine-tuning of the organ. They come back in September, and then the final touches are made at that point.
I bet you're pleased they don't have to do all of this every year.
Oh, yeah, it's a 20-year, it's 20-year service, but it's so specialist. It's only their team can do the work, but they've been a joy to work with.
Frank, thank you.